Hi, welcome back to the In Between. I'm Camille. We are revisiting the terrain of change, and we're calling it Recognizing Yourself in the In Between. I'm glad you're here. This is the inner landscape, and this is when change becomes personal. Because at some point early on in the change cycle, you realize that not only is the chaos and the confusion and the overwhelm happening outside of you, you could see it. You realize it's also happening within you because you can feel it. Now we're here to notice how you feel while you're being cracked open. Now you're here to bring greater compassion and awareness and, yes, respect to the many feelings that populate your inner landscape while your life is falling apart. You may feel doubt. How could you not? When your life has been turned upside down, when things have been disrupted severely and swiftly, and you have no idea what just happened, doubt seems to be a very normal and natural response. Then there's overwhelm, especially if it happens very quickly without a lot of notice and your life is turned upside down. You get a medical diagnosis, you're in a relationship and the person says they're done. You go to work, you get let go. You're going to feel overwhelmed by the shock and the suddenness of all that, let alone what it means, which of course you can't figure out yet because it just happened. Confusion, without a doubt. And yeah, a lot of times fear. And that's okay too. Because let's face it, when you're cracked open and your life has been turned upside down by whichever of these reasons, it is totally normal to feel fear. Because if you lose your job and suddenly you're not quite sure how you're going to meet your bills, that can be incredibly scary. I've been there. Maybe you've been there too. Maybe you're there right now. And you know what else? Oftentimes, you feel all of those feelings at the same time. Change can be extremely intense, depending upon the type of change you're going through. Whether you are initiating it, whether it was imposed upon you, however it arrives, it is definitely not unusual to be feeling multiple big feelings all at once. Now, of course, the problem can be, the challenge is that in the old design model, we really weren't taught how to deal with our emotions. And if we were taught, most of us were not taught well. We were taught mostly to fix it, rush through it, avoid it, and if you can, numb yourself, because the last thing you want to do is feel the depth of those intense feelings. But in the new design model, we're here to feel our feelings. We understand that it's natural and normal to feel those kinds of feelings when you are no longer who you were and you don't know yet who you are becoming. And what's so interesting about the change cycle and the inner landscape, which is what we're talking about right now, is along with those heavy moments, chaos, confusion, doubt, overwhelm, fear, and grief, there are moments when we are being called, in this case, to surrender. When we are being reminded of our resilience, when we are taken down and we don't think we can get back up, the inner landscape reminds us, oh, yes, you can. You got up one other time. You got up many times. You have a resilience that has been built within you that you're going to call on right now to help you get back up on your feet. And if you can't get back up on your feet, that resilience is going to help you crawl until you can stand up again. Another moment in the inner landscape that I just love is this moment of curiosity when perhaps after the dust has settled a bit, after we've calmed ourselves down, after we've dealt with the crisis of our feelings, we have an opportunity to be curious. Now, again, the first time around, maybe not. Maybe curiosity is nowhere to be found. And maybe, like me, you've had moments where, please don't even talk to me about curiosity, where you can't even believe somebody's bringing that up because don't you know what I'm going through here? And that's totally okay. And that's appropriate. That's what the first time around is all about. But now that we're coming back with curiosity, we're here to see the deeper layers of how we feel when we are in the in-between. You're trying to recognize now from a bit of a distance because you've walked it once. You're not quite in the crisis anymore. You've exhaled, all right? And you're able to be curious about how you feel when you are being cracked open. You're coming back with hindsight to see, what happens inside of myself? What are some of the first stages that I can maybe recognize now? That I can maybe have more mindfulness? That when it happens, I can go, oh, okay, I'm entering the inner landscape. Or, oh, okay, I'm starting to feel these feelings that I know are associated with the change I'm going through. I have a language for them now. I have respect for them now. I know that this isn't random, that these are universal experiences, universal feelings we all go through. And now that we have that understanding, we can have compassion for ourselves. We can have respect for what we're going through, even if nobody else gets it. As great as it is to have our partner, our family, and our friends get it, as wonderful as it is to have somebody else recognize what we're trying to explain to them, sometimes it doesn't always happen quite that way. And that's why this moment is about recognizing it yourself, so that when you are aware of what is happening, when you do start to feel overwhelmed, you have a toolbox now that you can reach into. You have a care kit that you can go to so that you can bring strategies and tips and care to yourself when you're doubting, when you are overwhelmed, when you are in an emotional collapse. That's been happening to me this week. Took me a little bit of time to get back here with you because I had a bit of an overwhelm myself, and I was able to recognize it. That recognition didn't stop it from happening, but it did allow me to be there with myself while I was going through it. And that is everything. You know, the mind is quick to say, well, if it can't take it away, what good is it? That's the old design model. In the new design model, we're here to walk alongside ourselves, to bring compassion to our own heart while it's breaking, not to avoid it, not to wish it away, not to hurry through it, but to bring deep reverence and respect for what is happening, because we know that we are in the change cycle, and we know that that change cycle has a list of feelings and emotions that go along with it. So when we come back together again, we are going to do a deeper dive into some of the core experiences that make up the inner landscape. Some of these core universal feelings that we've been told to avoid. Now we're going to strengthen the muscle. We're going to strengthen our capacity to sit in the discomfort that is uncertainty. Now we're not necessarily needing to rush through it because our mind can't bear not knowing. No, we're going to bring compassion to ourselves. We're going to say, yeah, I know we don't know. We don't know anything right now. Yeah, I know we are completely overwhelmed and it doesn't feel good at all. Yeah, got nothing but tears all day today, and I'm right here for it. That's what we are seeking to develop as we come back around and revisit this messy, sacred, and profound experience of the space between an ending and a beginning, the place between who you were and who you are becoming. This just profound, beautiful, wonderful, challenging place that I call the in-between. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the subscriptions. The channel is growing. Thank you for the comments and the likes. All of these help. I appreciate you. And we'll catch up again soon.